All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rome, and this is the Honor Magic V5, the Chinese version. And I wanted to cover this device because I've had it for over, well, not over, but just about a year now. And I wanted to talk about it a little bit more, especially since Honor is flooding people with their Honor Magic V6, the global version right now. The Chinese version came out a little while ago, and I really don't understand why they took such a staggered approach because the global version is just now being fully announced. When they were doing leaks earlier, they had like a lot of reviewers with their review units in hand talking about it. They built up all this excitement around it, and then it went quiet for months. And now they're back talking about it again. So I wanted to talk about the Honor Magic V5 because maybe we could save you guys a little money, okay? All right, so let's get into it. All right, so yeah, as I said in my intro, I want to see if you guys could save yourself a little money. If you guys are interested in that, I know the V6 is out and it's sitting around a solid, real solid $2,100 USD. And this one is going for much cheaper right now. So, and it's the Chinese version. Now they have a global version, which will also still be cheaper than the Honor Magic V6. So let's get into it. How is the Honor Magic V5 holding up at around a year? Short answer, great. Long answer, we're just going to talk about it and show you how things are performing. So I have noticed no hitching or anything with this device. And as you can tell, like, especially if you guys watch quite a few of my videos, you'll notice that I'm big on just not putting cases on my phone. But I have one on here, and I have that for two reasons. One reason is that I got a little scratch on the bottom of my camera module. I don't know if that's showing up on camera or not for you guys, but I noticed that I was like, oh, I need to put something on here to kind of protect that. So that's why this case sticks out a little bit from the module to keep things from scratching and keep from laying on flat surfaces. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to protect it. It's not hindering camera performance at all. It's just something I noticed and it drives me crazy. The other reason is this phone is hard to open without a case on it. Like, this case just makes it super easy, and it's a 2D case, and I'm not trying to advertise or anything because this video is not sponsored by any means, but it just makes it super easy and it doesn't add a ton of bulk to the phone. So that's why I chose this case. But I can go ahead and pop that off and just show you guys really quickly. It does come with the adhesive tape on there. I just haven't peeled that off and fully stuck it onto the phone because I can't commit to keeping a case on my phone all the time. So with that being said, I'm going to remove that just so you can see this beautiful device, and then we'll keep going with the review. All right, so now that we've gotten that case off, we're going to go ahead and look around. This thing just feels insanely thin. And I know it's not like that much thinner than the Oppo Find N6, but they did some refinements, they curved almost every single edge on this phone outside of like just the flat edges on the actual frame itself. But the screen is curved. The frame itself is curved around the edges. And even on the inside edge it is curved some. They just did a lot of stuff on this device that make it just feel insanely thin. And then this color that I got last year when I bought the device is just beautiful. Look at that. I had to wipe it off so you guys can see that. Look at that. Just beautiful. I mean, Honor puts out some really premium feeling and looking devices. But anyway, all right. And you can see that the screen itself is not even halfway up in the brightness. It's on auto brightness, but it's not even halfway up. And this screen is insanely bright. And you can see, I'm going to my wallpaper, the site that I get most of my wallpapers from. I wanted to put up a white wallpaper so you can see how bright that is. The cameras may dim it or whatever a bit just so it looks nice on camera. But trust, this screen is insanely bright. And I'm going to crank it up. This screen gets insanely bright. So they just do some really good stuff. Honor does make really good devices, like incredibly good devices. And even with that insane brightness, one of my favorite things about Honor is they put this Honor Eye Comfort stuff. They just pack it to the brim with all this stuff to help your eyes because they know people spend so much time looking at their devices. And you could even go in and do like a personalized display where it'll give you this contrast test and color test to adjust all of the colors and things to your eyes. So you get this really customized interaction with your device as far as like visuals. And it is really good. I haven't taken it on this actual device. I took it on the Honor Magic 8 Pro. And yeah, I mean, they just have stuff in here, just so much to protect your eyes. And that's really good. That's really considerate. And I have nothing but respect for that. All right, so moving on. And the same goes for the inner display. Look at that. Just big, insane display. Beautiful. I had to show my boy Master Roshi some love from Dragon Ball. I just love that wallpaper so much. So anyway, big, beautiful displays. The device, even from the inner display, I know people make like a big deal out of the crease on foldables or whatever, but even though you can see how that shows up on camera, let me show that a little bit more. When you're sliding your finger, and like I said, I've had this device for over a year. Well, not over, but right at about a year. And that crease hasn't become insanely more noticeable. Like I said, when the direct light is hitting it like that, like I'm doing right now, you see it. But as far as using the device, it's just not a deal breaker by any means. You feel it if you're paying attention. You can feel it when you're swiping over it, but it doesn't make anything feel weird on the device. So no complaints there. All right, so diving into software a little bit, we could talk about MagicOS. I mean, it's MagicOS. While it's packed to the brim with features and everything, I do feel like they lean a little too heavily into like the Apple themes and things like that. I just wish that they would just kind of go their own route. I'm not mad at it because I get that their local target audience may actually prefer that. I just don't. They want to make their devices feel as welcoming to like iPhone users and things like that. Just pull them over into the Magic OS. And they actually did that by trying to add in different features like let's see if I can show you. So they even added in features here. I even have like a little standby iPhone, work iPhone that I have paired it to just see how it works. And it does work, but it's just not extremely smooth. Like you have to do little extra things. So if you're out with friends and stuff like that, and feel free to drop a comment and correct me. I don't mind being corrected, people. If you're out with friends, they have to do too much in order to make it work. And that's just my opinion. So let me close this back up and let me show you really quickly. All right. So as I was saying, as far as like targeting their iPhone audience, Apple audience, whatever you want to call it, they call themselves trying to integrate easy sharing between the two. And I could say that the process itself is not as seamless as I feel it should be if you're really trying to pull them over or whatever. Otherwise, you can just send them the picture or whatever you're trying to share with them, because watch this process. Let me show you what I've been experiencing. So first thing first, you have to make sure Honor is on, which I do have it on. And you have to have the Honor Connect app on your iPhone in order for that to work. So let's say I want to go in. Let me go back. I'm going to go here. I'm going to send a picture of my cat. And you see the iPhone 14 showing up there because I've already done some stuff behind the scenes. I'm going to try to pair the two. And you see it pops up, accept. I'm going to accept. Watch this. You have to join the Honor Connect network, like all these extra steps that you have to go through. And even after doing all of this, this still may fail. Who are you meeting up with? You're going to go hang out with them at a bar or something like that. And you're going to go through all this. Hey, install this app. All right, go ahead and click accept when I try to send it to you. Okay, let's wait for it to connect. Oh, it didn't connect. It failed. You know, I had this working earlier, so I know that it works. It's not because the phone is Chinese and this one is an American iPhone. I thought that may be the case, but it's not. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You have to make sure that these devices are fully connected to each other before it works. Who is doing it when you're hanging out with, let's say you just met a new friend, y'all want to, you want to share something really quickly between each other. This is not seamless. This is not seamless at all. So I just wanted to pull out my work iPhone to show you guys that really quickly. They still have some work to do behind the scenes, because when it does work, it's nice. It works. It does thing, but you have to go through too much. You have to request people to install the app, connect it, set it up, so on and so forth. It's too much. It's too much. So yeah, there's that. So they still have some work to do there. I get what they're trying to do, and I get why they keep making changes to the OS and everything to make it more Apple like, to make, to try to pull those people off of those phones and make them feel more comfortable on here. But I just wish they wouldn't. I mean, adding the features where you can connect seamlessly to the iPhone and stuff like that. Okay, I guess, that's cool. But you don't have to change your OS to even start to look like and behave like an iPhone in order to pull those people over. Anybody that's really looking for something new or looking for a reason to leave their current device or whatever, maybe they've lost interest or they're not as excited about it anymore, this will be a great choice. You just have to make it, your own, build your own identity and just make it more seamless. Like, they could transfer their files and things like that over from the iPhone fairly smoothly. So, advertise those things. Working with MacBooks and stuff like that, that's all cool. There's great stuff to have here, actually. I mean, I think every phone should have that, where they work with Windows and MacBooks. I think that should be a thing. But, anyway, back into the OS itself and the device itself. Moving on to battery. Honor, I wish that they kept more than just 12 hours of use time, but you can see that I did charge it up at 11 a.m. going into like roughly 1, maybe 2. I hit full charge, and then you can see it drop down, and I used it from that time, and it dropped down to what, 70, just below 75%, it looks like. It was great, and I threw it on charger this morning just because I'm just used to doing that. I've been using the Pixel Fold, and I'm used to having to charge the thing. So it made me revert back to how I used to be and just throw it on charge. I really didn't have to do that. I would have been perfectly fine from the time I charged yesterday through the rest of today easily. So that's fine. Battery is really good. And I think that this one has let me go to about and see if it'll show me in there. Yeah, so it has a really large battery, especially for foldable. Plenty of battery, great battery performance, all good. So that also brings me to another point where I didn't grab the Honor Magic V6, the Chinese or global version, because I felt like this was a year of refinement for Honor overall, as far as their Magic V devices go. From the Honor Magic V5 to the V6 was just not a big enough jump to justify me spending that money. It just was not. The battery slightly increased, by slightly, I say it went up 800 milliamp hours. It has the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 in their Elite. While this one has just I think this is like the regular Snapdragon 8 mobile platform in there. Still plenty powerful, people. Still great performance overall. No complaints there. They slightly decreased the bezels around the device. They cleaned up the camera module a little bit so it doesn't stick out as far from the device. Just little touches like that. It just wasn't a big enough jump to justify me buying a device. And that's why I'm here making this video for you guys today. This device still performs beautifully. Beautifully. I had to wedge my fingers in there to open it though. I mean, I feel like this device is kind of difficult to open still from time to time. Look, oh yeah. Since I'm opening and closing, look, that hinge is still firm. Look at, still firm. I mean, still holding up solid. This is a very well designed device. All right, so, and I can even show you like the multiple windows and things like that. So I can open Instagram, and if I swipe up a little bit, what it'll do is it normally gives me like smart recommendations. There it is, smart recommendations there. And I can open up 2 apps side by side. Look at that. Good stuff. All right. Click here again. It gives the other smart recommendation, and it gives me like the apps that I actually really use regularly. And you can go from there, do that, and let's see, you can make that into a window. Now, I don't know, I haven't fully explored like multitasking on here. If you guys want to see that, I would gladly make a video on that. But you can see like there has not been a single hitch. Everything still works smoothly. So if you want to drop off that $2,100 USD to go to the latest Honor Magic V6, you can, but this one is still fully capable of everything, and I'm still getting updates on this device. I just got a recent update on here, maybe a day or so ago, where it now, I mean, they added a lot of stuff, but one of my main things was the wallpaper. You could set a different wallpaper, different things, different effects and stuff on the cover display than you have from the main display on the inside. Like I have two different Master Roshi pictures on there, and I really, really like that. That's so cool. That's such good stuff. And you can tell throughout this video, I have not been gentle with this device at all. I open and close it. I wedge my fingers in there, force my fingers in there to open it or whatever. I'm not gentle. The device is still holding up beautifully. So that's why I'm saying that you don't have to if you want to. I know, I mean, I'm the same way. I love the latest tech, but even this could not justify me going from my V5 that I already have to the V6. The changes just wasn't noticeable. So, hey, take with that what you will. And then on top of that, you have one of the more like outside of fold. Let me see. As far as foldables go right now, let me think about this. I'm trying to think about everything that's out, even the Oppo Find N6. This camera system is still one of the more like solid camera systems on foldables right now. So look, I'm telling you people, like this is my cat and it's not super bright in here. Like this is just inside lighting, not a lot of light coming in. You do have a little light coming in through the windows and stuff like that, but nothing, I mean, nothing crazy. And I hope they don't mind me showing you guys this picture of them on my channel, but look at that. Great picture inside a restaurant, not insane lighting. You can see like, you could tell like the type of lighting in this restaurant. They have the little fancy lights on the wall back there. You see people wearing suits and stuff like that. You see what I mean? Like it's not super bright in there. It's just silly. And like this, I was trying to show somebody the type of earbud this is. This is inside lighting again. Really clear photo, really clear photo. Just a really, really solid camera system. So, I mean, look, if you guys want to see like photos and stuff like that, I could spend some time on that. The Honor Magic V5 a year later, camera, how the camera's holding up. I guess I could do stuff like that if you guys want me to. Look, this was late in the evening, just a beautiful sky photo that I wanted to capture. All right, guys, and with all of that being said, this device is holding up incredibly well after a year. I mean, battery is still crazy good, still holding up insanely well. Cameras are still good. They still hold their own. Even though it's just been a year, I know we tend to think a year is a long time, but it's not. Time flies. But yeah, screens are good, both inside and outside. The creasing screen is not bad by any means. Of course, we got stuff like the Oppo Find N6 now, just defying logic with the way they designed their crease and everything, and the hinges to help with the crease and so on and so forth. But this is a winner, people. Unless you just absolutely want to go with the Honor Magic V6, the latest tech. And I get it because I do it, but you don't have to. This is still a great device. But anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out with me this long. Feel free to like, subscribe. It goes a long way to help me continue to bring these devices to you guys, all right? And also, if there's anything that you guys want to see specifically on any of the phones that I still have in my collection, I'll try to throw a video out there for you. I'll do my best anyway, okay? All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.